So the notion here is corporate at the top and underneath subsidiaries to essentially manage and mitigate the risk either geographically or by type of business, franchising, manufacturing, etc.
What's the best ownership structure for a growing restaurant group and why does it matter?
Great question. Okay, because I'm an attorney, I'm going to have to say this in a fun, cheeky way. I'm not your lawyer. I just play one on TV, but here's what I would suggest as a sort of default. Limited liability corporations are a great way to insulate you and your family and your other business interests from risk, but you have to maintain corporate formality, separate bank accounts, separate EINs, and really truly treat them as separate and no commingling of anything else in there. Generally speaking, if you are going to have multiple units, there is some notion that you should have an operating subsidiary underneath that LLC, which is a wholly owned subsidiary, maybe another LLC, if you're following me. So one at the top, and that's where you hold all your corporate expenses. And if you have corporate headcount, it lives up there. And underneath, you have an operating company that has the physical operations of the business in it. It is a generally considered best practice to not put too many restaurants in one opco. Maybe you do up to 7 to 10. Just depends on things like AUV, amount of money moving around, etc. There are some advantages from a tax perspective and also a mitigation of liability to have multiple other subsidiaries if you have other things going on. Examples would include if you are franchising the business, that is a separate subsidiary under the parent co that franchises. If you have substantial amounts of intellectual property, it may make sense to put that intellectual property in a separate hold co and licenses it back to the franchisor company, license it to other enterprises. If you are manufacturing anything, if we can take this away as a nugget here, if you are manufacturing anything, CPG, wholesale, separate subsidiary, right? And then again, you can license the intellectual property like the recipes back to that subsidiary. So the notion here is corporate at the top and underneath subsidiaries to essentially manage and mitigate the risk either geographically, right? Number of units, or by type of business, franchising, you know, manufacturing, etc.